Shout Studios has announced their June 2025 releases, and there's some fairly entertaining films here to go over. The first one up is a Shout Select. Now, Shout Select, they offer a wide variety of different types of films, an example of which would be the recent release of the comedy Clue, based on the board game, starring Tim Curry, this is a fantastic movie. I really like this one a lot. But Shout Select, they always put down here in the corner, it says Shout Select, and they're numbered. This one is number 152, and it is a 4K UHD release. Another couple of examples really quick of a Shout Select: The Pianist, which is an Oscar-winning movie, and Explorers, which is more of a children's film. So they have a wide variety of different types of films that they put out to Shout Select. The one that is being released in June is called Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia. Now, when I first saw this release, I was like, what is this thing? I'd never heard of it before. It looked like maybe a documentary poster, but as I started to read more about it, I was like, wow, this looks a little fascinating. It is a neo-western from 1974, and it was directed by Sam Peckinpah. Now, Sam Peckinpah recently did a review of one of his Criterion releases, Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. Now, you can take a look at my review on this, which I think turned out pretty good. I really liked this film, the Criterion release. I really liked this whole box. This was a fantastic film. This is the film that Peckinpah did right before Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia. This is a brand new Shout Factory 4K release. It doesn't have a slipcover, and it only includes a 4K, which is kind of an odd thing, and it's kind of rare for Shout Factory. Now, the second Shout Select that they've announced the release for June is Bring It On. Bring It On is, when I first saw this, I was like, is this like a April Fool's Day joke? Because they kind of announced it on April 1st, and I was like, this seems like a joke. Bring It On. It's like a cheerleader teen comedy film from 2000. But it's not a joke. They actually are releasing Bring It On to Shout Select. Now, Shout Select has released a few kind of oddball films like Georgia Rule recently, which, and occasionally they'll release some kind of fluffy films. I was looking online there's a lot of defenders of Bring It On. Now, I've never seen it. But I did notice that people were kind of thinking, is this April Fool's? And some people were like, I can't believe they're doing this. And then there's some defenders. So I started kind of looking more into it. Now, there is a fairly amazing cast in this film, including Kristen Dunst, Eliza Dushku, and Gabriel Union play some of the main cheerleaders here. So this film could be entertaining, and I'll probably give it a chance. I'm not going to buy it right now. This will be one I'll wait till the price goes down lower, and I might snag it then. But it might be entertaining, and it is a new 4K UHD release. It has a limited edition slipcover that will only come with its original pressing. It does include a new 4K transfer from the 35mm negative approved by the director. All right, so let's get into the Scream Factory releases. Now, Scream Factory is a sub-label of Shout Studios. It is their horror division, and the first of the two films that they've announced for that is Monkey Shines. Monkey Shines is a 1988 film that is horror science fiction, eventually about a killer monkey. This was directed by George Romero, who directed Night of the Living Dead. I just happen to have that t-shirt on. What a coincidence, right? But this film, I did see it a long time ago. I remember being somewhat underwhelmed by it, but I have already pre-ordered this film. I ordered it directly from their website, where they're offering an exclusive poster for the film. It also is going to have a limited edition slipcover that will only be with its original pressing. Also included in this one is a Blu-ray, and it's going to have a new 4K restoration from the original camera negative. Now, the next one up is another Scream Factory release, and it is The Lord of Illusions. This one stars Scott Bakula, and it is a kind of a horror magic type of film. I did see this film when it first came out. This was directed by Clive Barker, but I did see this film when it first came out in the theater. I thought it was, it's not one of my favorite horror films, but it does have a lot of fans, and I will probably eventually pick it up, maybe sooner than later. I haven't pre-ordered it yet, though I probably should have pre-ordered this over Monkey Shines, but now that I forgot when I was ordering Monkey Shines, I was like, I forgot about this one, but I don't know. The poster's kind of cool. Now, this one did have a previous Scream Factory released to Blu-ray that is now out of print that was sought after for quite some time. Now they have recently released a Blu-ray of this to Umbrella Entertainment. I'm pretty sure this is the first 4K release of this film, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. So it does say this release only includes a 4K UHD disc. It does not include a Blu-ray disc, but it will have a limited edition slipcover with its first pressing. And it's kind of odd that they're doing this no Blu-ray with the 4K. So this does have what I assume to be most of, if not all of the bonus features from the previous release, but what's new to this one is the 4K scan from the original camera negative of Clive Barker's director's cut. So I guess there's just the director's cut in 4K. So that's a little concerning, but I don't know what's. I'd have to look into that further. I'm not sure what the other releases were, the regular cut of the director's cut. They also have announced the release of JFK to 4K UHD in a standard edition. They previously have released, and it's still available on their site or maybe on Amazon or whatnot. They did release the box set of the limited edition that includes 3 different discs in here, and this was a little excessive with how big this was. But this. I did a review on this. You can check that out on my page here. I'm going to put a link in the comments below about the review of JFK. And if you would do me a favor, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel. But JFK in its standard edition, it's going to be just, I guess, the main disc of this. It's probably just going to be, no, this is Shout Select 153. So it's probably going to be, I believe it's going to be this disc here. You're basically going to get this instead of all this. Now there's 2 other announcements that are not really newer releases, but they are releases of steelbooks. Now, the first one is Return of the Living Dead Part 2, that they recently put out a 4K UHD of this film. But this is a pretty nice looking steelbook, and if you go to their site, you can get this with a poster at this point. As far as I know, the rest of the package includes what's in here. And the last June release for Shout Studios is another steelbook of a previously released 4K UHD of The Dead Zone. Now, The Dead Zone, I don't see it on their site right now. If you go to Amazon, you can order it from Amazon. So I'm not sure if it's going to be on their site or it might just be an Amazon exclusive. But that's the steelbook looks pretty cool, and the cover. I'm probably on both of these. I'm unlikely to get the steelbooks because I've already got really awesome 4K presentations of both of these. By the way, I do have a Dead Zone. I double dipped on it. I do have a Dead Zone Blu-ray, so I'm unlikely to get a third one. I almost didn't get the 4K on Dead Zone, but I snagged it on when it was on sale. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are on Scream Factory's releases, which ones you plan on picking up, and if you would do me a favor, like I asked before, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'm Dave Watkins. Thanks for watching.